So, what has changed in your life since you have started your own business?
A lot has changed. I mean, I wouldn't compare it versus the fact that I started my own business. I would compare working in a corporate versus working for a startup, right? Right now I'm just one of the 10 employees of it, right? And I think all of us here feel pretty much the same thing. You get more meaning working for a startup than working for a big company. Because, especially like depending on the startup, right? But I believe Volt is very powerful in the purpose, on the purpose front, on what we do. Every day, everyone wakes up so excited about working, about doing what we do, because we are solving a big problem for our parents, for our city, for our friends, for our children. We are solving a big problem. We're creating a new way. We're creating a new transportation system, right? So we have a big dream, and that is one thing that creates happiness in terms of the work environment and in terms of the way we do work. For us, work is fun. We've reached that level that a lot of the team members in the team, they join Volt because they feel that there's a happiness, there's a positive energy happening in the team and in the way we do business that you can't find in any other company. On the other side, being the one taking the highest risk, I'm the one being paid the least. So I don't pay I'm not a good boss for myself. So personally, lifestyle obviously changes. When you take this road for any other entrepreneur, there will be a cost in terms of lifestyle change. But you start having a different set of friends. That's on the social side as well. Your friends become they're all entrepreneurs. They're all people who started their own business, or they're working in a startup as well. So you change, because for corporate people you become this boring person who's talking about a mobile app nobody cares about. For them, this is how they see it. So you start having a different circle of friends. So anyone who's thinking of this change, they should be prepared for this different circle of change. And the last thing is quite an important thing, actually. It's quite an important change, which is when you are working on a corporate life, you have a very, I wouldn't say boring, because I'm a positive person. I always look in well, it's a consistent life, right? You kind of expect, you kind of know what you're going to be making in terms of money next year. You kind of, there's no worry, right? It's kind of a relaxed life, right? If you're performing well in your job, it's kind of a relaxed life. But because it's relaxed, I feel like it's a bit tasteless. When you work in a startup, or when you're an entrepreneur, for example, in my case, it's really the same feeling of a roller coaster. One day you're on top of the world, and before you know it, during the same day, I'm not going to say the next day, during the same day, you're like falling into the ground. You have great news, bad news, during the same exact day, and things keep going up and down. It's not as consistent or a stable thing. So some people break and can't take it, and they go back to corporate life, and I know a lot of them, and I totally understand them. Like now I really understand people who go back to corporate life. But some people are just born for it, right? Like they have it in their blood, and they, the tougher the challenge, or the tougher the jumps become, the happier they become, and for me it's a good thing.